Hello, another episode of Crystal's Nightcap. How y'all doing? Make sure wherever you're watching or listening to this that you are subscribed. We're doing this one on YouTube tonight. So we out here on YouTube. Are you recording us, that one? Okay, good. And if you're listening on the free iHeartRadio app or on iTunes or on Google Play, make sure you're subscribed there. So today we're going to talk about Rihanna, Aaron Carter, Mel B, and some personal things at the end, and my favorite story, Pigeon Boy. So let's get right into Hand Me the Headlines, where I'm just going to go off on celebrity things, news, all that stuff. Before we get to that, I'm really surprised that I'm alive today because on the way to work, Esteban and I were eating Chipotle. Esteban, thank you for bringing Chipotle for me. We had that barbacoa with that elote and that queso, and it was good. The only problem that I had with the Chipotle is that it was a burrito bowl. And you know how Chipotle, they be cutting the lettuce long ways, okay? Is that romaine? I feel like that's romaine, right? They be cutting it long ways. And I was driving, about to hit the bridge, when the long piece of lettuce got stuck in the passageway, between my throat and esophagus. So literally half of it was up here and the other half was down here. And I was dying. It was stuck. I was trying to cough it out and I couldn't cough it out. And someone was looking at me what is happening? And for a good 30 seconds, I was choking. Tears were running down my face. And I persevered, you guys. I made it. I was able to yak that nasty piece of lettuce out of my mouth onto my windshield. And we went on with our merry day. So thanks to Chipotle for almost killing me. Thanks to Esteban for almost killing me. And we out here today. If y'all noticed, Crystal got her hair did today. You guys, it's been over a year and a half that I've done anything to my hair. I have a really good hair girl here in Oakland. Her name is Susie, and she, gave me that sun-kissed look. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see right now. If you're listening on the podcast, go check out the YouTube so you can see my brand new hairdo. I'm really feeling it. We chopped a lot off. But my hair grows really fast, so it'll be fine. Anyways, okay, we are going to get finally into Hand Me the Headlines. The first story has to do with Rihanna. And as I was going over content for tonight's episode, me and Esteban are going over things from today, and I'm like, okay, Esteban is my 18-year-old little cousin, by the way, who I pay him in food to help me out, hang out with me, and do little stuff behind the scenes. So I was telling Esteban what I wanted to talk about on the Nightcap tonight. And I was like, okay, I want to talk about Rihanna. And he goes, nobody cares about Rihanna. Rihanna is irrelevant. I'm just like, whoa. Take a step back. Why do you think that Rihanna is irrelevant? And he says that because Rihanna hasn't came out with new music, no one cares about her. All she cares about is getting her coin and becoming a billionaire to beat Kylie Jenner. That no one really cares what she's up to or anything as long as it doesn't have to do, as long as it doesn't have to do with music. And to a certain extent, I kind of do agree, okay? Because today I was reading this story and I was like, it's not really good news. I mean, it's not news that's even really worth talking about, but because we haven't really heard anything of Rihanna, I'm just like, let's talk about Rihanna for a second. All right, I'll just give you guys a story anyways. Apparently, Rihanna's been living in London, unbeknownst to all of us, for the past 2 years. And the reason that she lives in London now is because her Fenty brand is based in Paris. And Fenty is manufactured in Italy and designed in Paris. And that's one of the reasons that she lives in London, to be closer there. Also, her billionaire boyfriend, he lives over there as well. So, they can be cute together and live in London together. Apparently, no one has spotted her in London. None of the pops have gotten her. Fans haven't been able to get her. But now they're on the hunt. Fans are on the hunt to try to figure out where Rihanna lives, where she hangs out, what she's up to in London. But I kind of agree with Esteban. I don't really care. I love her, but I really want her to just come out with new music already. And I think that she's a really great role model because she isn't someone who Beyonce, she's a performer with her. She's a whole performer in her own lane, but Beyonce doesn't comment directly with issues happening at the moment. She'll be subtle with things, and she'll put it in her music, and she'll put it in her art, her response to what's going on in the social scene. But Rihanna, she's out here tweeting. She's not scared to tweet if she says something going on, she's not afraid to tweet about it or talk about it. That's why I think that Rihanna is a really great role model, that she uses her voice and platform to openly, call out what isn't right in the world, okay, or what's not right going on. So this next story has to do with Aaron Carter. I know we're kind of over the whole Michael Jackson thing. It's very draining for a lot of us who are Michael fans. half of us don't believe these awful allegations, half of us do. And it's, you know, you're not going to be able to sway someone one way or another. If you're a huge, huge Michael fan, it's going to be hard for you to believe these accusations. And even if you aren't a huge, huge fan, some people still don't believe it. I have my own opinion on it, which I have gone over time and time again in Crystal's Nightcap. So I don't want to talk about the actual allegations or anything like that, but I do want to talk about Aaron Carter and how he said something very interesting. So Aaron Carter is in marriage boot camp right now, and he made this statement about Michael Jackson, which kind of had a lot of us raising our eyebrows. Let me play it for you right now.
Michael was a really good guy, okay? As far as I know. He never really, he never did anything that was inappropriate except for one time. There was one thing that he did that was a little bit inappropriate.
Okay. That does not sound good to me at all. I don't care. Okay, first of all, Aaron Carter, why are you even speaking? You already said multiple times you have defended Michael Jackson, and now you're saying, okay, maybe there was one thing that he did inappropriate. It's like, where was this whole time? That's what people have been asking you from the beginning. And now this is kind of shady because you're not even actually saying what went down between you and Eric. Okay, Esteban keeps telling me to move. You guys should see Esteban in the back. He's like, move, center yourself, Crystal. Okay, sorry. Okay, am I center now? All right, thanks. Yeah, so this whole time we've been waiting for Aaron Carter to come out and say something because he did go on like a whole tour and show with Michael Jackson as well. And now you decide to say that something might be inappropriate that he did. That's a red flag to me. A lot of people are saying that Aaron Carter is just trying to put himself back into the spotlight now. But it's like, yeah, I see that argument as well. But Aaron Carter is kind of in this weird limbo where no one really cares about anything he says anyways. So I feel like even if he is trying to say this just for publicity, like why? I don't know. This is just kind of tricky to me. I also wanted to bring this up because when I was bringing the story up, Esteban looks at me. He says, who's Aaron Carter? So I had to put Esteban on to Aaron Carter. I couldn't believe that I do kind of believe Esteban's 18, but do a lot of the youngins not even know why Aaron Carter is such a big deal? Esteban was like, I don't even know what he is. I just know that he's addicted to drugs. And I'm like, damn, that really hurts my soul because when I was in the first, second grade, I was obsessed in love with Aaron Carter. He was the Justin Bieber of our time. I Want Candy, what? How I Beat Shaq, who? Like, Aaron Carter was just the one. And I remember like I think it must have been like Radio Disney or something came to my school in San Leandro, my elementary school, and they're like, we're gonna give out tickets to see Aaron Carter at his concert, and I wanted so badly to win, and I didn't. And the girl who won had a little sister, and I heard that the little sister the whole concert was asleep the whole time. Camille Watson, you were sleeping while Aaron Carter was performing, and my heart broke when I heard that. But yeah, I do understand why the young kids, the younger generation doesn't know who Aaron Carter is, but he was a big deal for me back then. The next story has to do with Mel B. Mel B from the Spice Girls, you guys know. She is clapping back at rumors that herpes are what recently almost made her go blind. So basically, she's just setting the record straight. There is a lot of allegations that a source close to her was claiming that she got herpes in her eye, which caused temporary blindness, adding that this happened to her before. And I remember reading this story yesterday and just kind of going like, this is kind of weird. And the reason that I'm bringing this story up is because with headlines these days, and since I am a blogger and part of the media, it's really easy to see a story, read a story, and just go with it. But there have been a few times where I have seen a story, my gut told me this was like a weird story and that I shouldn't report on it or talk about it, and then it turns out that it was like fake anyways. One of the stories that didn't turn out that way was the Usher story. Remember when her Usher? Remember back in the day? Was it Quantasia? What was the name? Is that one? What was the name of the? I think it was Quantasia, the lady who got allegedly herpes from Usher. She added me on Instagram and like commented on one of my photos. I am not gonna stop until I find her name. I think her name was Quantasia. Let me see. It was Quantasia Sharpton. Love her. So that was one of the stories when I read that was another story, like the Usher Herpes thing. I was like, I don't know about this, but then it turned out to be real. But this Mel B one yesterday, yeah, definitely not real at all. She went to her own Instagram to set the record straight. She was diagnosed with iritis and uveitis, which is a form of eye inflammation. And yeah, she has her vision restored now. She has to wear an eye patch and put eye drops in, but it was really scary for her. She said it was terrifying at the moment and did leave her temporarily blind last week. So let's see. Oh, okay. We're getting to Pigeon Boy right now. You guys, this is like my favorite story that I've seen. This video went viral a few days ago, but then I recently saw it on a bigger news outlet. So I was like, okay, I definitely want to talk about it today. There is a little kid. Okay. Vision this, okay? You know how like when you go to Mexico, there's a plaza and like the churches and all that, and in the middle is where you kind of all hang out. I don't know what country this is, but it wasn't Mexico or any Latin country, but it was that kind of thing where it's like there's a plaza in the middle, there's a lot of people, hella pigeons. Esteban, are you taking selfies right now? You're looking cute. Anyways, yeah, there was hella pigeons in the middle. Stop rolling your eyes at me. He's over. He's about to walk out. So there was a lot of pigeons in the middle of this like plaza type place, okay? And there's a lot of people. You can tell there was a lot of tourists. And this guy caught a little toddler on camera. This kid is probably 3-4 years old. And he is running around grabbing pigeons with his bare hands and chucking them at females. Listen to this.
He grabs it.
This was probably the most hilarious / like gross, awful video that I have seen. This little kid is straight up grabbing these pigeons. And I'm wondering, where did this little kid get this idea from? Because, you know, little kids like around this age, 3, 4, 5, they put themselves and get themselves in these situations where you don't know how they thought of this or how they even got into this situation. So I don't think that this little kid saw a grown man grabbing a pigeon and chucking it at someone. And this kid must not understand how nasty and gross pigeons are. I refer to pigeons as the rats of the sky. Like I've definitely heard that saying before, that pigeons are just the rats that fly. And I feel like that's obviously true because people just be throwing their banana cascaras at pigeons and just like, like, what is it? What's the word for bread? That stale bread. Yeah, they just be throwing stale bread at these pigeons and super, super nasty. If a little toddler is over here throwing a pigeon at me, ew. I don't know what I would do. Where is this kid's mom? Where is the hand sanitizer? Like, it grosses me out and freaks me out. This story is up, lacrystalrosas.com, the video, if you want to check it out, because your girl was dying. It was hella funny, but also super, super gross. So I want to talk about now something that happened this weekend. I told you guys that over the weekend, my dad took me and my little cousin Esteban to Benihanas. But I didn't explain what happened at Benihanas. And you guys know that I'm always out on the hunt looking for my boyfriend of the week. Tomorrow is hump day. Tomorrow I will bring you another Crystal's boyfriend of the week. So when we're at Benihanas, you know, I always scan around the room, see if there's any possible Crystal's boyfriends of the weeks out there. And for a little while there wasn't. I'm not going to lie. But then there was a chef that came through. And this chef was very, very attractive. Very good looking. He kind of looks like one of my boyfriend's Little Skirp. Y'all know Little Skirp, right? He dead on looked like Little Skirp, as if Little Skirp like didn't have tattoos on his neck and arms and didn't have like colorful dreadlocks. This is how this guy looked. So he was attractive, like super, super attractive. And I got kind of nervous and I immediately told my dad, I was like, oh my gosh, that guy's so fine. And my dad is like me. He loves attention. He loves to bring attention to himself. He's super loud. He's just obnoxious like I am. Like my dad is exactly me, maybe on steroids. Like my dad is extra of me. And I knew that my dad was going to say something or do something. So I just looked at him like, don't say anything, but that cook is hella fine. And I'm very open with my dad. I don't have a problem telling him if I think a guy's attractive or who I'm dating or whatever like that. And so I tell him like, do not say anything. Do not say anything. And I don't know what it is, but I just got very nervous and I really And you know what I do know what it was. It's that he was at work. So I think it's kind of inappropriate for someone when they're working to go up to them and try to like hit on them or whatever. So I just decided to stay in my lane and not say anything. But his name was Jake, I think. Can you confirm that, Esteban? Was his name Jake? I think I wrote his name somewhere. I think his name was Jake. We were at the Concord Benihana, and I really would have wanted him to be my boyfriend of the week, but I was too scared. I was too shy to go up to him. And I don't really go up to guys like that. Like if I think because this guy was so cute looking, I was even more embarrassed to go up to him. Honestly, I think that's what it was. And then also I didn't see him like looking at me and like kind of eye flirting with me, probably because he was at work, or probably because I look busted, or probably because Esteban spilled that mustard sauce from Benihanas on my sweatshirt, so I looked like very bummy. But yeah, I wasn't really feeling it, and then I was walking out, and I just kind of felt too embarrassed to say anything. I don't know. Usually, I just like to wait for guys to approach me, but in that situation, since he was working, I felt it inappropriate to try to hit on him while he was working, but he didn't have a ring, so he's not married or anything. I don't know if he has a girlfriend or something, but if any of y'all know a Jake that works at the Benihanas in Concord, let him know that I am looking for a boyfriend of the week, because this week I have a boyfriend of the week for you guys. Well, what I was trying to do initially, I'm going to expand on this in tomorrow's episode of Crystal's boyfriend of the week, but what I was trying to do was double up. I was trying to get one boyfriend of the week and then another one for the next week, so I don't have to worry this weekend about getting one. But there was some drama that popped off between me and my boyfriend of the week that I met Friday night. So I will be keeping you guys updated on that very, very soon. And now what I want to shout out is some people in my DMs who are responding to me saying if my podcast is a little too long or not. Because when Esteban and I started recording these for YouTube, Esteban was like, nobody's going to want to sit down and listen to 30 minutes of you talking. Like, you are not that important. And I was like, okay, maybe you're right. Let me ask my listeners and see what they think. And a lot of you guys have been so supportive of me and the podcast. Net_Antonio says, I was listening to your recent podcast, Crystal. I love how long they've become. I listen to other podcasts like Coffee Convos with Kale from Teen Mom 2. Oh, I didn't know she had one. Hers are 60 minutes. I love them as well. I feel like as long as you have the content, you go, girl. Listening to your input from the news is so funny. Also, I think it's story time. I want to hear the chisme with your mom's dog. Oh, you want to hear the chisme with my mom's dog? We can talk about that on Thursday, is that one? Yes. Okay, we're going to talk about why I hate my mom's dog, Lulu, on Thursday. I've definitely talked about it on the JV show, but maybe for some new listeners who don't know why my mom's dog Lulu and I have serious beef, I can bring that up. Celeste.Victoria27 said, hey girl, just giving some input here. I love that your episodes for your podcast are half an hour. I just wanted to weigh in. Thank you. I did get a few more. _Claudia_ says, hi Crystal, I'm a huge fan. Just finished listening to Crystal's Nightcap. Definitely loving the longer podcasts. Keep being great. I look forward to listening to your daily podcast. Smiley face. Oh, love you. Thank you so much. So yeah, I think that 30 minutes that I've been doing recently, I think it's fine. I know Esteban thinks it's a little on the longer end of things, but y'all know how I am. I just keep rambling, and I do not know when to stop. So I think that's that on that, y'all. That sums it up for another episode of Crystal's Nightcap. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing. I have a brand new podcast for you every single night. That's why you got to make sure that you are subscribed wherever you are listening on iTunes, the free iHeart app radio, the free iHeart. Why does that sound weird? The free iHeartRadio app, Google Play, we're on Spotify, and on YouTube now. If you're watching, make sure to press the subscribe button. Comment down below, sound off on any of the stories that you have. Hit me in the DMs if you have some comments of yourselves too. Follow me on socials at La Crystal Rosas, and check my daily blog, because every single day I like post some video contents or like interesting stories I don't get to on Crystal's Nightcap. So you can get all that at lacrystalrosas.com. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.